All righty. My name is Howard Martell, known as the Home Profit Coach here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And we're going to have a really, really important thing. I was just listening, doing some education as I prepare, and it's begun. Housing credit and FCF have cracked. Stocks are next. Family, welcome back. Today's message is simple. It's begun. The housing, credit, and corporate cash flow has cracked, and stocks are next. So if you have money in a 401k, this is a very important message right now, right? I'm going to show you some of the real data, not fear, not hype. I'll give you a biblical mindset for navigating uncertainty, practical path towards hard asset protection. So let's dive in. The housing crack. According to the Urban Institute 2025 Housing Finance Updated, agency mortgage-backed securities outstanding hit about 9.2 trillion this spring. Normally, rising MBS should mean a healthy market, but in 2025, it signals the opposite. Higher mortgage delinquencies in key states, slowing originations, housing affordability at its worst level in decades, and refinancing activity almost frozen. When the MBS rises while affordability collapses, it means the system is leveraged. This is our first crack. Now, understand that whether you understand the politics and all this, understand that this was an inheritance from prior administrations, just not uh, the last couple years. Understand that in 2026, the true economy starts quarter one. We're in quarter one of 2026 for the government, right? And as we enter into 2026, there's going to be volatility. You got to talk to your financial planner, but also you got to educate yourself about how money works. Assets versus a liability. An asset is something that typically keeps its value. For the last 5 years, Howard has been investing in precious metals in a Roth IRA. Once you hit the age of 50, you have a catch up that you can get. This year's catch up in 2025 was $1,000 extra. So that means I can put $8,000 of my stewardship money into the kingdom. What that means is that I'm putting it into precious metals, specifically silver. It's the poor man's gold. So far this year, it's been blessed. It is an increase between 69 to 70%. And it's not going down, people. I was buying at the 20s. Why? Because I follow trends. I follow people who've been doing it a lot longer than I have. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He has an incredible board game called Cash Flow, How Money Truly Works. He invests in real estate. Of course, he has Bitcoin. He's been having gold since the 70s when he discovered this as a Marine Corps pilot in Vietnam. Yes, look this stuff up. This is all real. And understand that technology is transforming how the economy is going. Right now, this AI, this bubble is about to hit. NVIDIA, people invest in video and all these other things. But we need tangible things that we produce in the United States to have reasonable jobs. The salaries aren't keeping up with the employees. When you have people that are working 2 or 3 jobs on top of a full-time job, that's going to ruin not only their spiritual growth by drawing closer into God and into God's people, but understanding that you need rest. A day of rest is on Sunday typically, or on Saturday, based on uh, how you follow the biblical principles. But understand that if you don't, in America these days, you have to have multiple streams of income. You need to have some assets. You're going to have some liabilities, but you need to keep those liabilities down to a certain percentage. You need to educate yourself about what it takes to live within your means. I tell people this. Who are the Joneses? I don't know. Do you know a Jones? Maybe their name is Jones, but they're struggling too. But see, When the super rich continue to use the same tax code that you and I can use by starting a small part-time business like I do, streaming down below, I've got examples of what I do. And it's not about me. It's about you and understanding the real data is there. I predict that silver is going to have another incredible month. And I predict this, and this is what I've been following for the last year plus. It has. And it's part of my financial stewardship to follow what has been provided to me with the knowledge with the people that I follow, the people that I utilize. One of the people that I utilize is Dr. Kurt Elliott at kepm.com, at kepm.com, where he's a man of God. He's been doing it for 30 years. And we have a personal relationship, myself and his staff, to help me do the best I can to be the best. And the key here is this is what are you doing to be the best that you can be to help you and your family and create not only an ecosystem, but a way for you to take that money that you earned, if you choose, and to pass it on to the next generation. That's where precious metals comes in. That's where you could get a life insurance policy with an annuity that allows that money to continue to build. Yes, you're taking some of that money that God's provided to you by your skill set, your jobs. Now, I'm talking to the youth right now. I know it's a struggle for people to find work, but I'm going to tell you where the trends are at right now. Here in Hampton Roads, of course, we have a huge military. We got shipbuilding. So why don't you become a part of an apprenticeship program? Cybersecurity is always needing people, but you have to have a specific mindset and also understand that a degree is just one start. One start. Your certifications. Get your basic certifications, your CompTIA certifications. Get under somebody. Get mentored by somebody who's been in the field. Understand that it takes time. You have the private sector, you got the DoD sector. Here, I work for the DoD, supporting uh, the same thing I did while I was in the military, just getting paid a lot more money. Now, of course, my company makes money off of me because they're charging the government a certain per hour above what I make. But guess what? They take the risk by hiring me. And guess what? I guess I've been a pretty good risk. I almost been there for 10 years. I've been a business owner for over 30 plus years. I have shown people how to take graphical landing pages to give things away for free. And when a person comes in, they are greeted by our AI sales tool that's there to market for me. Hmm. And then we've got our one marketplace, which is a one-stop shop where I'm able to help people. Um, what I love about it is a lot of the people within our community are believers in Christ. See, I don't take that for granted. Because I use the products. I use the perfect food for the perfect body. I use our Acai Plus. I use our Blaze Ecotech to help have more efficiency with my vehicle. Yes, and much more. We're introducing in 2026 40 to 50 new products. And I'm getting paid just on the people that have subscribed. I'm not even getting paid on the global audience of people that will return as a shopper to come in and buy these products across the globe. See, that's part of how I've created multiple streams of income. And of course, I've got other things but it's not about me. It's because I gave my younger years to the military mindset. And then my last 2 years, when I was active duty, I got the honor to mentor young men and young women on financial stewardship, called a command financial specialist. And the rest is history because I taught myself. And I wish I knew what I knew at night at the age of the mid 25s to 40s and to 50s now than I did when I was 19, but you don't, because they don't teach us, because they want to keep us under control when it comes to understanding how truly money works. Unless you're part of the Rothschilds and all these elite people that try to control everything, understand that money is a fiat. The paper, the dollar is a fiat currency. What is tangible is silver. Silver is a tangible asset. And I'll show you an example of it and stuff like that, right? Now, this is a momentum coin that I have and stuff like that. But if you can see that, that's a tangible asset. It's got silver in it. Now, I buy bars, 1 ounce, 10 ounce, 100 ounce. Now, but also because I took that stewardship seriously, I I investigated and made sure. So understand assets versus liabilities. Credit is straining next to credit markets. People's credit cards are getting canceled. Okay. 90-day delinquencies are skyrocketing. Okay. The financial system is crumbling. Supply chains, they're better, but they're still broken. And you can't get people to work at certain restaurants and certain things. They always have at help signs. Why? One, people are entitled. They don't want to work. They don't understand that you need to work to obtain things. As an entrepreneur, I work every day, but then I turn around and then I work at my main income. But I'm also offsetting that because I get huge tax savings every single year by being legitimate, by running a Home Profit Coach Inc. LLC, where we provide coaching, financial wisdom, and just it's a fun place to be. Private credit, the lifeblood for businesses that can't access traditional bank lending, is flashing major warning signs. In 2025, report shows over 124 billion in private credit fundraising, investors demanding higher yields, and stress upticks around commercial real estate financing. When I go for my morning walk to be with God, I see the buildings. Now, some of the buildings are empty, but they're for sale again. And I see that around the place where I work at Robin Hood Road in Norfolk. But I see that across the spectrum of Hampton Roads when I'm traveling. There's places, restaurants, Rite Aids have been gone, Walgreens, 7-Elevens. See, that's why I downsized from my SUV. I had a 2017 Tiguan that had barely 60,000 miles, and I went to a hybrid. I went to a Hyundai Elantra HAV, which is a hybrid electric vehicle. No plug-in, but it's great because it allows me to have an economical car, and they make a really good product. So it's being a steward and understanding that that car is paid off. My wife has a 2012 Volkswagen Beetle. We're beating that into the ground, but we're maintaining it. We're not beating the ground because she drives it local. But see, she doesn't need to have a new car, because a new car payment these days, when I went to go get some work done at the Volkswagen dealership, it was when the service person told me that, I said, it's cheaper to keep this 2012, my wife's thing. I agree. I said, he said he has a car payment, even with his employee thing, of $800 for a new car. Why buy a new car? But then see, the used car, unless you know that it's been certified and it has certain things, if you keep your maintenance on your car up, I mean, air filters can be done with you. You can go to places like AutoZone and buy it. And if you have military, you get a military discount. They'll install your wiper blades for you if you don't know how to do that. They'll run codes for you if you're having problems with your car. Now you have to take it to a technician, but I gotta tell you, there's plenty of mobile technicians that'll come to your house and work on the car. They worked on my wife's car. Fix it with Daniel locally. Guy that worked at the shipyard, great with his hands, fixed my wife's car and saved us thousands of dollars. So the next time that we have a problem, guess what? I'm going to I'm going to Daniel because he knows cars. And it saves me a lot of money. He doesn't charge me this whole. See, when you go to the dealership, this is another thing. This is just a nugget that you get. When you go to the dealership, they're going to charge you above that service price, but then they're also going to charge you because they got to pay their technicians to fix the car. So you got to understand the game works. It's all a game. Everybody's trying to take that money from you. That fiat currency, the hard money you're making, your electric bill. There's ways to make efficiencies. Your sewage, water, everything is going up. Insurance is going up. You can negotiate with your insurance. You can. You don't have to stick with one insurer. If they're not going to lower your premiums because you've been a good driver and you've never had an accident or whatever, or never put a claim in, see, that's what they do when I invest. I look at things like this. Now, why does this matter? Because when credit tightens, businesses suffocate. Bankruptcies, huge amount. And it's policies that were in place because these people were living high on the hog. What I mean is that corporate profits are astronomical. They're giving these huge bonuses to these CEOs. Do I think they earn it? They do. They're smart people. They go to these elite universities and all that stuff, and and they're managing. But understand the jobs. If you can't have AI replace things that you do with your hands. ACNR, electricians, plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, carpenters. Yes, we still need builders. We still need to build affordable housing. But that's another thing too. It's costing more, and then you have states that continue to increase their taxes on you. See, so you get the federal government trying to do that. Then you have, see, it's a game that it's hard to feel that you can live comfortably. And this is another disturbing thing that I saw a few days ago. There's an article about living comfortably in all the 7 cities of Hampton Roads. You need to make at least, if you're single, over $100,000. Okay. The median income in Hampton Roads is about 48,000. So you see the the disparity. And you compound that with tolls. I'm just saying that this part of Virginia used to be very, very affordable, but understand that I could live off of my pension and my disability because one's taxed at a certain percentage, the other one's not taxed. And so I take that money as a steward and I transform that to pay my mortgage down, to pay any bills. And then I live off of what I get inside my checking account. But I also have business that's separated. I have a separate business account that is used for business. Yes, for business to grow my list. The money's in the list. So there's a lot of things. And when earnings fall, stocks fall. This is crack number 2. Corporate FCF is breaking. Free cash flow. Big tech companies holding up the entire stock market are finally showing strain. And this market's about to correct itself, people. And they can't hold down precious metals anymore. When there was a few months ago, in a 2-day period, my investments that I currently have with Dr. Kurt Elliott and KEPM.com and at the depository at TPMG in the big state of Texas, went up 15-60% in 2 days, people. 2 days. And I'm not bragging about it. I said that's God. That's God giving the wisdom to have me invest in that because I saw a commercial with Dr. Kurt Elliott on it. I'm like, And prior to that, I was paying way over spot price. And this is something that you see if you don't understand. Spot price is what the value of that asset is. And as of today, last time I checked, it was still a little over $50. Riddle me this, Batman. So here's some of the highlights. AI data center spending is exploding, okay, exploding. Out here in Hampton Roads, Amazon has a partnership. We have multiple centers. Now we have a robotics center for more efficiency. So that's another thing, kiddos. If you can go to school to fix the robots, you have a job until the robots can fix themselves. You see, you have to look at where the future jobs are at. If you're in a call center, That's all AI agents. We have my own AI agent with my company. Why not? I can't answer all the calls all the time. And then it weeds out the haves from the have nots, or the people that are interested in the products or services or just want to get stuff for free. See? And it's global. The CapEx rising faster than revenue, the free cash flow flattening or contracting, profit margins tightening. When the strongest companies weaken, it means the foundation of the stock market is softening. This is number 3 crack. Stocks are next. So what happens when these cracks combine? Housing over leverage, credit tightening, cash flow shrinking. You get a market that is priced for perfection while the fundamentals underneath are deteriorating. Even major 2025 markets outlooks are warning. The bar for stock outperformance is extremely high and the risk is shifting to the downside. This isn't a crash prediction. This is a moment of preparation. In the biblical lens, when times get uncertain financially, scripture teaches us 2 things. Do not fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. 2, be wise stewards. Proverbs reminds us to prepare our house for the storm, not after it starts. Fear panics, wisdom prepares. Here's my call to action. If you're looking way to diversity of hard assets and yourself wisely, I recommend checking out https://kepm.com. They're a solid reference point for people shifting into real tangible assets as a hedge during uncertain cycles. Family, the cracks have formed. But with the wisdom and preparation, you don't have to fear the storm. Make sure you follow, share, and hit that like button, and we'll walk you through this special season. So, I wanted to keep this free flowing and understand that we want to help each and every one of you. We want to help everyone be successful with the money that God has provided as a steward. That's just some of the data, people. Just go on YouTube. Don't watch the news. Go with people who actually truly report the true economics. Because understand, we're in a spiritual battle every day, and we're in a spiritual battle with man. We're in a spiritual battle with uh, from the heavens because they're fighting for our souls. Understand, multiple streams of income is where it's at right now. More assets than liabilities. A liability is something that you have. A liability is your home, actually, unless you own it and you're renting out rooms to somebody to offset that income. That's called an Airbnb, right? Without with that being said, I wanted to thank you for coming on board. I thought this was a very, very important message. And please share this out, like it, share it, tell people. I just feel this is a calling of mine to share people about financial wisdom and stewardship because I believe 2026 is going to have more and more and more losses. I see it coming. I'm blessed to be in a situation where I'm at, and I don't brag about that because I think about other people, and we at our church have already been trying to help the community and also our members who are struggling because maybe they had a job loss or something that came up. So what we've been doing is we've been doing a gift cards where I can get $100 Visa, $200 Visa, and bless that person because God has blessed me to be able to provide for my family because I decided that I wanted to do something with life. And also, as a recent college graduate, yes, education is power, people. Education is power. Take care and God bless.